love. Oh girl, you blow my mind. I know what I would like to do, but you just keep on talking. I see your dog needs walking. Your folk drive you insane. I know, yeah, that's true. Of course, you ain't the one to blame. Keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking to me. But I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. Wanna see you move. Sure, I like to listen. It's not like I don't wanna know. It's just that you've been talking to me 3 nights in a row. I think it's time to let go. Forget the past, just lose control. Cause life's too short for yapping. Come on and dance, come give me soul. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking. You keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking, but I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move.
Yeah, know I'm sturdy like a Millie Rocket. Skin clear, still look young, Andy Miller knockers. Money in my pocket, don't call me a money pocket. Engine get to rocket, it sound like a thunder rocket. Yeah, I still love my baby even when it's toxic. Crazy like she Britney, but no, she don't shade a knock. Russell Wilson way I get low and stay in the pocket. I get paid and do my dance like a touchdown. Yeah, I can't do no trying to leave that gun around. In my teens, we were acting up and running around. Now we're grown, still get to it if it's necessary. On the ground from January to January. Never met nobody who retired when they were young. So I guess I gotta get it to the cemetery. Getting paid just for rapping is fun. I lit up around the month of February. Told him side, no electric. It's getting hectic. 777. 777. Yeah. Told him slide, no electric. Yeah. It's getting hectic. 777. Yeah. 777. Couple of money in my head just to say they did it. Can't lie, I'm so paranoid and the windows tinted. I own everything around me, you can say it's rented. Not talking phone numbers when I'm talking 7 digits. Earn it by the day, every second minute. Used to pay me none, look, now they pay attention. Everybody say they drip, but I banded it. See them copy all the looks, but I stay switching. Pick up the loot, then hit the bank. Can never change, still wrote the change. Captain say the pay, this ain't the day. They made me wait, I'm breaking chains. Yeah. Tell me feeling bubbly out the rose. Took a minute, but I got it out the slow way. Friends turn to foes, haters tell them go away. Rappers making shiggy dance like a soul train. Told them slide, no electric. Yeah, it's getting hectic. 777. 777. Yeah. Told them slide, no electric. Yeah, it's getting hectic. 777. Yeah. 777.
What's going on? What's going on?
In this moment,
Yes.
I cannot say what's wrong or right.
No.
It's not hard to fool me,
No.
'cause I'm addicted to the good life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get him up. Come on.
I follow, no need
chat room.
To the edge of it all. To the edge
Gender,
of it all.
city, state. Let's get it. Come on.
Cause I'll find a better one. Yeah. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. Ooh. So tell you goodbyes. Cause I'll find a better one. Ooh. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. It's not a problem.
Clap.
Cause I know what I'm getting into.
It's not a problem. You know what you're getting into.
Nothing can stop me. Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize.
Light power, earth rain, Big Ike up in here.
No need to say where we are heading now, babe.
How we doing tonight, people?
I follow to the edge of
Get
it
ready to see a lot of women get upset,
all. So tell you goodnight.
but young ladies are gonna be happy.
Find a better one, yeah. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell you goodnight. Cause I'll find a better one. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Oh, today has been a good day. Today has been a great day. Let's do something real quick though. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Let's see, try on some different glasses. Guys, frames, fragrance, and footwear. The frames of the day, we're going to pick those. But the fragrance is this one right here. Blue Sapphire. Strong fragrance. Good fragrance. Great fragrance. One of the cool things about getting great frames, guys, is they change the way you look. There we go, right there. That's the camera. So, check out how those look. Good. Great frames. Black, acetate, stuff you normally see on my face. But imagine what happens when you, just check out what happens when you do this. Ooh, it's a completely different look, huh? Chrome hearts, baby. That frame is called the Televangulist. They have some interesting names, man. So that's what we're going to work on tonight. Yeah. Big shout out to the moderators. Shout out to the patrons, the people who make the channel possible. What's going on, Seth? Appreciate the donation, fam. That's what's up. Let me see who we got in here before we get going. 1,300 people. Big Ike came through with the 1, 2, 3, 4. Ike is gonna have to get his own thing, man. We're gonna have to do something else. Ike. We're gonna have to get more than bombs, man. Yeah, man. Ike has to just get his own little sound effect. I gotta give Ike his own. Hadouken! He gotta get his own thing for that, man. All right. So tonight, we're gonna get into it. Tonight, what are we gonna talk about? Now, the only thing I ask you guys, in order to not have to cut to intermission, if we cut to intermission, this is what it's going to sound like. If you don't want to cut to intermission, we just got to keep the engagement rate over 50%. That's likes to dislikes. I don't care which one you push, just push something. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Tonight, y'all see the title, 18 to 24. the college years. Major in MRS to get a high value man. See, last night we talked about
Danger zone.
the danger zone. The danger zone, that area from 27 to 35. Ladies are already out of college, into their career, and now they find it incredible, difficult, extremely difficult to find a high value husband. A high value husband. I say you can knock $50,000 off of every year. If you haven't found him by, at best you can find somebody making six figures at age 30. So what is that? Age 23, you're at the peak of your hotness. You can you can find a man making $350,000. I mean, you're right out of school. A 32 or 35-year-old man would love to wife you. And go on about your life. 23, 350. At 24, you got to knock that down to 300. 1 year costs you $50,000 in potential men. By age 25, you're down to $250,000. Still sounds like a lot because you're still hot girl summering up and you're still partying. But at age 26, you're already down to 200. At age 27, you were at 150. And when you cross, actually, you're supposed to start at 22 years old. So by the time you get to 27, you are officially at $100,000. $100,000 a year is pretty much your asking price in the danger zone. Now, I know there are going to be people coming through. Well, I know this person, the exceptions don't disprove the rule. And again, and if you don't like what I'm having to say, cool, you don't have to follow it. You can leave, Your choice. If you don't like what I'm saying, you don't have to be here. But I'm not going to argue with a bunch of people on, not going to do it. The net of it is this. Ladies, do yourself a favor. Let me tell you, the net of it is this. The earlier you marry, the higher you can get. The earlier you marry, the better your shot is at landing the kind of man that's going to put you in the kind of lifestyle that you would want. The later or the longer you choose to wait, the less that chance happens. So, let's talk about it. Angie, Tina, and Hillary all go to college. Three black girls all go to college. Angie, Tina, and Hillary. And they're all told something different. They're all told something different. And when they hit the yard, they're all trying for something different. Angie's mama, they told her, don't worry about no man. Keep your legs closed. Get in there. Keep your head down. Get your degree. Grind. You don't need no man. The typical empowerment message. Tina's parents, they told her a little bit of the same thing, but then also told her, go have some fun and keep your eye out in case you run into a good candidate on the yard. Get your degree. Make sure you get something that you're going to be able to fall back on, but keep your eye out just in case. But Hillary's family saying something completely different. Hillary's family is saying, we're sending you to one of the best state schools we can afford because we expect you to go get your husband first and your degree as a backup. Why? Hillary is going to school to major in MRS, marriage. Her focus is on finding Mr. Right while at college. Not, as an afterthought. It's on her mind, top of mind. Why? Because Hillary had a big sister or a mother or somebody in her family that already told her, look, girl, the best years are between 18 and 23. And you don't want to blow those in frat parties and getting pregnant stuff. You got the grades to go to school. You better maximize it because you need to define the kind of lifestyle you want because you don't want to be out here working in the law firm like I am, or you don't want to be out here being a nurse or a dental technician. I mean, the jobs that a lot of women hold, A lot of these people are telling her, you don't want these kind of jobs. You don't want to be out here doing it. So define the lifestyle you want. They tell you to do all of the top 5 things. Scrutinize yourself from head to toe. Create a plan and a strategy. Invest in this. And then educate yourself and taking action. So part of the procedure in educating yourself is finding out where to go to college. Why did many of you ladies go to college that you went to? You should have chose a college based upon accreditation. If you want the truth, you should have chose a college based on accreditation and the student body. Let's be real, ladies. Listen to my show night after night after night, and you hear many women who went to school to get all these degrees, and then in their 30s, they love to just throw it all away and be a stay-at-home wife. We had a lady on the show last night. Said she went to school, focused on her degree, focused on her career, the whole corporate America thing. Then she looks up and 30 years old, and the real thing is she wants to be a stay-at-home wife, to not have to work. So what's the point of going $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in debt? If at the end of the day you know you want to be a stay-at-home wife, start with the end in mind, ladies. So the women who have the forethought to know, hey, I want to be a stay-at-home wife, or at least work from home. These ladies, this is how you get. Here's some suggestions on how you get that done. First off, you go to school with the man in mind. Oh, before we get into this though, let's see what these likes and dislikes. Let's see what. Come on, man. Oh man, we gotta get the likes and dislikes. Come on, man. Come on. Let's get them up. 1,900 people watching. We're not even halfway there. I told you. Get them up. Over 1,000. Come on. All right, I think we got it. All right. So the first thing that Hillary does is Hillary's sitting down with her mom, her aunt, her big sister, and they're all saying, Hillary, you're a B student. You got good grades. You can get into any of the state schools you want to. But we're going to tell you to go to the biggest state school possible. You're going to go to University of Georgia or Georgia Tech, or decide to go to Spelman. You pick a school based upon the ability to get the kind of degree you need that has accreditation, that's the minimum, and has men. This is where going to Idaho State and Montana University does you no good. You want to go to the biggest school possible. Why? Because you're going with the idea of, I'm going to go get my degree in marketing, my degree in English, business administration, management, art history. Again, you're not going to school for engineering. Most women don't go to school for STEM. You're going to get something that you can use to work from home. And what can you use to work from home? A business you can work from home. Accounting, taxes, marketing firm of some sort, English, some sort of online teacher. But these women go to school with the idea, I'm going to work from home. So my degree has to be something that I can work from home. Or I can start a business that I can work from home. Right out of the gate. They're not trying to go into the Big Four in accounting. They're not trying to go into law school. They're saying, forget all that. My goal is husband. And this is going to tick a lot of women off because they're saying, well, are you're sending these women down the path? And what if they don't get married? That's not this broadcast. It's not this broadcast. We're not going to do the fear. We're not going to do the fear and the scarcity, because a young woman that goes to school with her mind this way is going to give herself the broadest chance possible. Because in order to land that high value husband, the presumption is you're already an 8, 9, or 10 on the look scale, or at least an adjustable 6. Adjustable 6, 8, 9, 10s really don't exist much in these worlds. Adjustable 6, 8, 9, and 10. And a requirement, and she is fit. She has an 8, 9, or a 10 body. She's not 5'4" in a dress size 12. She's 5'4" in a dress size 4, a dress size 2, or a dress size 4. That's the presumption. Dealing with a woman who's already fit and in the range of what the kind of men she want. So she picks a school because she's focusing on her degree in MRS, marriage. See, when I went to the University of Oklahoma, the first time I heard about this is when I was with my white roommate, Lee. When I went to college, all the black people went to school to get a degree to go get a job. My roommate, his fraternity, and all the sororities he hung out with, those women came to school to find husbands. They were first and second and third generation sorority girls, and they came to school to find a husband and to get a degree. See, they were told that their men are necessary and that an education is something that you use to open the door to find a high value man, not to compete with him. Your major is MRS. You're at school. You're at school to get a BS in to get your BS in femininity, your master's in cooperation, and your PhD in wife. Let's say it again. You're in school to get your BA or BS in femininity, your master's in cooperation, and your doctoral or your PhD in wife. Everything else is downstream from there. This is how women 18 to 23 or 24 in the college years end up coming out of college already on a high value man's radar, because he's already out of school looking for a wife, or she ends up marrying a guy who's on the hit squad. She marries the guy who's, she's a freshman and he's a junior. So by the time she's a junior, he's in his first year law and they're getting married. Those are the two scenarios. The younger woman marrying an older man, he's at least 30. Or two people in college where there's a little difference between them, but he is definitely going science, engineering, technology, math, medical school, law school, dental school, something. How does this work? You pick a school that has a vibrant campus life. You don't go to a commuter school like U of H. You don't go to a commuter school. You go to a school where you go, stay, and live in the dorms. You live on campus. You live in campus housing, and you get the entire freshman experience. You pick a school that has a vibrant campus life. What does that mean? It has above average team or teams, the important teams, basketball, football. They don't have to be national champions, but they need to at least be competitive, a winning record. They need to be able to go to a bowl in college football, because athletics are a big part of the college experience. After all, that's where you go on the weekends with your hit squad guy. That's where you go. Oh, hold on. Before we get down the path. Vibrant campus life, above average teams. They have a useful alumni association. Those are the things you pick. These are things you use to pick a school to go to. because you're going to need it. In your freshman year, you join a sorority. If you join a predominantly black sorority, Alpha, aka Delta, Sigma, Gamma, Rho, Zeta, Phi, Beta, kudos to you. But you still have non-black friends who are in other sororities. And you go to their parties too. You go to the Kappa's party, but then you go to the Beta Theta Pi's party as well. You go to the Omega's party, but you go to the Lambda Chi Alpha party. You go to the Alpha's party, but you go to the Delta 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 party. You go see your roommate your freshman year go through Rush while you're pledging. Because you are going to school to work the yard. Ladies, pay attention. Your job is to go to school and work the yard. You're going to get involved in campus life and or politics, meaning student government, not become political, get involved in the political machinery. Black student government, if you're at a PWI, or, you know, the reason you want to be involved in this is because it puts you in contact with men who are in different colleges and the deans of different colleges, and it puts you in potential contact with alumni and older men. Why? You want to become the it girl on campus. You want to become one of the women that everybody knows. Hillary's a part of the welcoming crew. So when you come to university, Hillary's there to welcome to Acme, welcome to the academy. By the way, you heard me talk about CIA and FBI. When we start taking you guys to school, there's going to be a CIA academy and an FBI academy. Overall, it's time to start getting that academic life. So Hillary's out there in her sophomore year. Welcome to University of Georgia. And over here we have this, and over here we have that. She's doing campus tours. She's an AKA. She's going to school in marketing. She's known. She's known by professors. She's known by faculty and staff. She is known by the power structure in the university. She may be an RA her sophomore year. That means she's in charge of the dorms for other people. She is visible. This is already one of the main reasons so many of you ladies who want these high value men can't get them, because you're not visible. You're not active. You expect, just like that young lady I talked to yesterday, to sit back and have them stumble upon you. No. Kris Jenner would send Kim Kardashian to school to find Kanye with a plan. Look for the guy who is quirky, this or that, but look for the guy who stands out in a certain way. Look for the Henry in training. Don't go for this person. Become the it girl. Become well known by the power structure. All right. Let me see what we got going on here. Let's see what these likes are like. 2,800 people in here. We're a little low. But I knew this was going to be a little low because it's a younger show. All right. See, here's the thing. All this stuff is to help you understand one thing. Your primary goal, 18 to 24, is if you know you want to be a high value man's wife, your primary goal is to marry well with your degree as a backup. Not to go to school to get your degree and marriage as a backup. Your primary goal is to marry well and have your degree as a backup. Now, I'm not going to get into all the, well, if it doesn't happen, again, go talk to your unmarried auntie and all those other people who went to that fear-based stuff, because, Becky, Mylene, Marisol, they got this thing down cold. There's a plan. And failure is coming out of school with no engagement or no prospects. If you come out with a degree only, you have failed. Your goal is to come out with prospects or an engagement ring. What about 25 and 26-year-olds? Different program. Why? Why do you care? It's a different program. There's always going to be a gap. I'm never going to have things that run on top of one another. There's always going to be a gap in some sort. Just like with Aaron's and Greg's. Aaron's 60 to 70 and Greg's 75 to, Greg's 60 to 70 and Aaron's 75 to 85. Then you jump up to Henry's. $10K a month. Gotta leave some area, some overlap. So, Brittany Washington got timed out. Why? Why did she get timed out? I guess she did something that she deserved. Act the fool. Play stupid games. You get stupid prizes. Don't be in there acting up. Don't listen to any woman in here who's coming here asking a bunch of silly questions with her panties all in a bunch. Ladies, young ladies, don't pay any attention to them. You can't pay any attention to them. See, Brittany, all she got is sarcasm and no husband. Brittany, you make sure you get your husband on and come on to the show now. Because I guarantee you, Brittany already is probably out of the game on either the looks or the weight. Definitely probably on the attitude. Because the stuff I'm talking about right now is so far outside of her capabilities and possibilities. She cannot imagine being cooperative and agreeable and feminine. So she has this. I understand women like her. This sounds like fantasy to her. Because it's more in those kind of women's mind to be strong and independent and don't need no man. Yeah, those kind of women, hey, cool. But they're the same women that, while everybody else is getting married in their 20s, they're working in their 20s and they look up in their 30s and then the
Danger
and
zone.
then these are the same women that are going to get pets in their late 20s, early 30s. And sitting around talking about, I don't know what happened. That's why. So we need those kind of ladies because they're not willing to do what it takes. See, the stuff I'm talking requires you to be high in agreeableness, high in fit, feminine, and friendly. It requires you to be cordial. It requires you to be welcoming, opening, inviting, active. It requires you to be a lot of these things. You know, all the kind of stuff that men who marry women and make them housewives do. Remember yesterday we talked about the 60% of women who say they have to pay part of bills or a lot of the bills in their relationships? See, Brittany falls into that category. But see, the 40% of women who say, the other 40% who don't have to pay for none of that stuff, those are the women we talking about. So I get why chicks like her don't get it. Because it's not her reality. And that's fine. You should thank God for all the Britneys because they take themselves out of running for the kind of guys you're talking about. Let's go back to what I want to go back to something before I get into this. Again, remember from yesterday? This is what we talked about. You know, the Britneys of the world, almost half of the audience expects their date to pay frequently or always. You know, a little bit over 40% of black women expect men to pay frequently or always. That means most black women don't. You know, I said this on another show today. When you are disagreeable or unattractive, either or both, you pay bills. 60% of 18 to 34-year-olds expect to pay or split bills with their partner. See, Brittany and women like that fit into that 60%. I'm talking to the 40% of women who don't expect to pay. See, you have to be fit, attractive, and agreeable to get a man to want to pay for you. So, it doesn't surprise me that some women are like, this just sounds so unreasonable. It's only unreasonable because she's incapable. That's all. It sounds unreasonable because she's incapable. It sounds unreasonable because she's incapable. And the thing is, guys, it takes everybody. This is not a right or wrong thing. Brittany may be perfectly happy with, paying her bills and doing her own thing. But see, what you find is you don't find women who are happy over here complaining about anything. People who are happy tend to be going on about their business doing that stuff. See, they tell on themselves by coming over here. They tell on themselves by coming over here acting as though somebody's doing something to them instead of going on about your life. Because where we get right down to it, it's your job to work the yard, Hillary. Hillary, it's your job to work the yard. Be well known by the power structure. Part 2. That agreeableness thing is something that's supposed to be feminine nature. And it's something a lot of women need work on. Because here's what it comes down to. Your freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, senior year. Let's say you make it through your junior year and you haven't met a hit squad guy yet. You don't have any prospects. You haven't found somebody by your junior year. Well, it makes sense for you to start saying, maybe it doesn't seem like I'm going to find somebody to marry by the time I graduate. So my goal needs to switch from trying to get married before I graduate to get married before I'm 25. How do we do that? Here's some suggestions. You need to make sure you intern well, because you'll find Blake when you intern. See, you're a 20-year-old intern at an advertising firm. You're a 20-year-old journalism major at a magazine or something like that. When you're out interning is when you can be a college student around adults, a college student around grown professionals. You can likely find Mr. Big, Marcus, or Keith, Blake Henry, while you're interning. You're in University of Georgia or Georgia Tech, but you do an internship in New York City or LA or San Francisco or Denver or wherever. Oh, see, this is what we're talking about. See, while Brittany and her friends are worried about Hot Girl Summer, you're focused on, I need to find an internship for a company in a thriving city so I can be in the mix, so I can be working in the central business district around everybody. You don't go for the internship that has the most money. You go for the internship that has the most ability. You intern well to find Blake at the company you work for, at a competitor, or just in the environment. In Seattle, this is why I don't understand. You ladies that are in black women in Seattle should be cleaning up. But again, I did say agreeableness, and that have to be the fit, feminine, friendly thing. Intern well. Intern well. What if you say, Godfather? I hear you, but I don't work a profession where they do internships or anything like that, even if I volunteer to intern. And that's why I say you need to also, interning well could mean doing an unpaid internship. An unpaid internship at a law firm is brilliant for a political science major, or a history major. Shut the front door. Woo, I am cooking right now. I don't know if y'all understand the kind of game I am giving away. You guys don't understand. This is high level game. For you young ladies, take notes. Interning well. You're a 20-year-old sophomore or junior and you run into Ike while he's going to get ready for a prep for this case or that case, or he's doing this. Now, like, who's that young lady over in operations, or who's whatever you come up with hey, you don't have an intern? Could you use an unpaid intern at your company? I want to learn the ropes. Boy, guys, back me up. Am I lying here? An unpaid internship is brilliant, but see that requires you doing something. You want to intern well, get paid for it. That's your first goal. If you can't get paid, volunteer. A lot of journalism people used to have to volunteer because they didn't pay journalism interns. Next, if you can't intern, you volunteer well. You volunteer well because that's another place where you're going to find Blake. That's another place you're going to find the Henrys. Habitat for Humanity on the weekends. The Heart Walk. Political campaigns, whatever. Wherever the high value men in your city or your target area will be, you volunteer for those things. Go to work at a country club during the summer. Be the cart girl. Be the beer girl. Yeah. You know, in the non-COVID world, you know, work in the VIP suites at the baseball games. You want to be that girl, the bar girl. Intern well, volunteer well, because at the end of the day, you need to network well. Networking well because you'll find Blake in all these places. You'll find Blake Henry interning well. You'll find Blake Henry volunteering well. You'll find Blake Henry networking well. Remember, your primary goal is to marry well and your degree is a backup. So, now, there are women that they're past this. There are women that are 27 or older, and they're like, dang, none of that helps me. But I bet you, if they were honest, they would tell you, I wish I'd have known about some of these things. I wish I'd have known to pick a school for multiple reasons. I wish I'd have known to get involved and active, to work the yard, to work the org chart, to do all that kind of stuff. I wish I'd have known to get a BS in femininity, a master's in cooperation, and a PhD in wife. Yep. Pick an above average school with a vibrant campus life, with above average team or teams, a useful alumni association. Join a sorority, but hang out with women from other sororities, your non-black friends. Get involved in campus life or campus politics, not political, but campus politics. Become the it girl and it girl on the yard. Become known by the power structure. Intern well. Volunteer well. Network well. All these places you'll find Blake Henrys, and Blake Henrys will spot you because your primary goal is to get married. Marry well and get your degree as a backup, because many Hillarys end up being found by their Blakes. Salute, fam. Many Hillarys end up being found by their Blakes while interning or volunteering. How else do you think sophomores and juniors in college run across 30 and 31 and 32 and 35-year-old businessmen? He's out in the work world. She's on the campus. But their lives have to circulate. And if she's got an active life to where she's going to football games and basketball games and volunteering and interning and networking, she's out and about moving. When on the summertime, she's not going to the 18 to enter 21 to drink clubs. She's going to the grown people's clubs, the grown people's spaces. She's going where men in suits go after work. She's going where men in sports coats and button-up shirts go after work. That's why you see 20-year-old women around 30-year-old men. Because, understand, young lady, unless you want to marry a hit squad and ride the roller coaster with him through the lean years, where y'all both get married out of college and you get your first apartment in IKEA and you're living on his salary and below your budget, and you're being extra careful, extra cautious on everything, and you're with him while he has his head down until 30 years old, and you're scrimping it, because see, you this is when you get the half of everything, because you're there through the lean years. But some of y'all don't want to build the boo or build, I don't, whatever. If you don't want to date an older man, you're going to have to get him young. And the thing is, 18 to 24, your husband is 30 plus. You can't be a high value man. It's by definition in your 30s. It's near impossible. It's near impossible. So, what happens if you do these things? You put yourself in the best position to find the kind of men or the kind of man you say you want to be the wife to. There are no guarantees except this. Do it the way your auntie did, your mama did, and everybody else did, and you're going to find out that that degree you got don't hug you at night. It's not fulfilling. It ain't what you want. It ain't what you want. It ain't what you need. All right, let's get ready to do the damn thing. Call-in lines for the women.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Call-in line time. Call-in line time.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar, un lugar para trabajar, y si no hay para emigrar. Todo money, money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienen lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te la ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón, porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Corazón.
You got to get on the camera. If you're not willing to get on the camera, you cannot get on my show.
De corazón. De corazón. No te hace ser feliz.
Tierra Scoops, everybody.
Money work.
The Money World Girl. The Money World Girl. The Money World
El
Girl.
mundo quiere dinero. Money work.
Go on, Tierra.
Se arregla con dinero.
Make it rain.
Money work.
Luna.
Lunático.
All right. There we go. There we go. There we go. The Money World Girl, Tierra. That's what she does. All right. We've got a gang load of a gang load of women in the on the Zoom. But here's the thing. In order to get on the show, you must start your video. Without the video, you cannot get in the shitio. I am not allowing anyone to get on without video. And we're going to hide the video participants. We're going to hide the non-video participants. So let's do this now. That's there. All right. In order, we're going to go to Gloria. I think I got your number. Gloria, Gloria. Did you know there was a song called Gloria?
Oh yes, I know all of the Gloria songs.
All right. Well, Gloria, go on in, Gloria. How about Gloria Gaynor? I will survive. Hey. Okay, go ahead. What's up? What you got for me?
I'm sorry about that. Well, hi, nice to meet you.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm well. So, 18 to 24, the college years. Do you want to major in MRS to find a high value man?
Yes, sir.
Y'all don't have to call me sir. Y'all can just call me Kevin. That's fine. How old are you?
I am 22.
What you got for me?
So, I currently have one last semester left of my undergrad.
Okay.
And everything that you're saying is completely correct. When I went in, I'm of African descent, and so both my parents very much honed in that it's like education based, like you don't pay attention to anything else, like not even friends. And I see now, looking back, that over the 4 years that I was there, because I have one last semester, I realized that I've missed out on quite a few things.
Right.
And so everything that you're saying now in terms of positioning, in terms of internships, now I'm wondering, because I do want to go, I know you're going to say something, but I do want to go for my master's.
No, I mean, no. See, here's the thing. I don't care if you go to get your master's or PhD if your primary goal is to marry well first. There are plenty of non-black women who have masters and PhDs and they got husbands as well. The difference is that, so I've never been against those things. It's just the men have to be involved. Because what I heard you say is your family told you to go get your education and worry about men later. And that doesn't work. I mean, have you watched my show?
Yes.
So if you've seen many women who may sound like you, they went to school, they kept their head down, and they look up and they're 30.
Yeah, and that's why I'm so appreciative that you do have this show tonight. Because I wish I'd watched this my first year or my second year, because I do, like, I was looking back at so many, quite a few opportunities when I was younger that I did miss out on. And now that I have like my final semester, I'm just wondering like what that would even entail for me. And
okay, so
after I graduate,
so you're graduating when?
So my last semester would be fall 2020.
So do you have any so you're going to get your master's, is it going to be the same school or you're going to a different school?
I'm going to apply. I'm from Canada.
Okay.
So I'll be applying to different schools in Canada, and I'm pretty open to anywhere at the moment. My master's.
So again, your backup plan is the degree. So like I said, interning well, volunteering well, networking well. Because if you're almost finished in college, that's going to be the surest way you'll put yourself around high value men, because you've missed that kind of getting them in your freshman or sophomore year. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go to somebody else. I'm going to mute you, but you can stay in, Gloria.
Thank you.
Lucy Positive. Okay, I can't see your face. You got to stay on the camera. Hold on. All right. Was that Lucy Positive? Go ahead. Let me.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. How old are you?
I'm 22 as well.
Okay. What do you got for me on the topic?
Well, first, I'd just like to say I think your message is super universal, but I am not a black woman, so if I'm not welcome, I totally respect leaving.
I mean, you're welcome. What's the question, though?
Yes, my question is, I have found a high value man in college. I'm just wondering, any tips on continuing that towards the marriage route?
You have found high value men or a high value man?
A high value man. I'm currently with him now.
Okay, what does he want?
I believe he does want marriage, but not in the near future.
Okay, well, I can answer this question because it can answer everybody. just because you identified a high value man, we're all different. What do you ladies need to understand what high value men want in you got to find that high value man that wants a wife, number one. And then the men that want wives, what are they looking for their wives to do? Are you looking to
Yes.
be a stay at home wife?
I'm open to that possibility if that's what he wants as well.
Okay, so let's take it down. Let's say he does. Are you a good cook?
Yes, I love cooking. I'm trying now that we're stuck with quarantine. I'm trying to learn a new recipe every day.
Okay, so it's so matter in what knowing what these men want in general. It's cooperation. Every man is going to be a little bit different, but bringing unique skill sets, the ability to not only cook but cook well, the ability
Yes.
to, be able to. I asked another young lady about do you host a dinner party, understand etiquette, social graces.
Yes.
These kind of things will separate you from other people, other than just trying to be a blank slate for a man. As much as we want cooperation, we don't want blank slates either. So hopefully that will help you out. I'm gonna get on to the next person, Lucy.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so
All
much.
right. So, yeah, understand, young ladies, you don't have to just be whatever he likes, whatever he does. No, you have to. That's why I gave you a prescription to be active on campus. So that gives you a life. Yes, we want you to be attractive, but I don't want you to be attractive and boring. If you're actually active and you can hold some sort of, you don't have to be able to you don't have to be able to do things on my level, but at least be curious. Curiosity goes a long way. All right, Lisa Ray, you're up next. Hi, Lisa.
Hello, Kevin.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
What do you got for me?
My name is Lisa Ray. I'm 23, 5'9", and I weigh 130 pounds. I am already out of college, and my question was, how can we still get a Henry if you didn't find him in college? Because like Gloria, I had my head in the books because of my parents.
How long ago did you watch the entire program? Did you watch the entire program?
Yeah, I watched it from the beginning.
Okay. Well, I gave you
Yes.
a prescription for the people who are out of college. Your goal is get involved in the alumni association at your school.
Okay.
How are you okay. The alumni association is there for a reason. And anything that is going to put you back into social rotation is going to help. 23. You're out and already working?
Yes.
All right. So this is where you go past. You're already working. You still have to volunteer well. Before Corona, were you volunteering at anything?
No, I started off the work immediately.
You got to spin all these plates at the same time because the men that you want are busy.
Okay.
So you don't get much sleep. Volunteering, becoming active. See, this is where most of you young ladies fall apart. You really start working and you're like, I'm busy. And I'm sorry, you got to work out, volunteer, be active, and all this other kind of stuff. This is what the ability, if you married earlier, you wouldn't have to be as busy as you are. Volunteering, that's a good part. Volunteering and networking. What is your career path?
I graduated in digital marketing.
So what does that mean? Advertising?
Yeah, simple words, advertising. Yeah.
Yeah, simple words are the best because digital marketing mean. So are you involved in the Chamber of Commerce at your local level? Are you involved at anything in your industry?
Involved as in working, or do you mean outside of work?
Networking. The company you work for. Do you work for yourself or you work for a company?
I work for a company.
Who's your largest competitor locally?
Well, I don't live in the States, so I don't know if that's helpful to which company are the largest competitor.
Who's your company's largest competitor? What I'm trying to find out is how much you know about your industry.
Okay.
Most women just go do their job. You're not curious about anything else, so you don't know how to network. In advertising, I can tell you, when I was in advertising, one of our largest competitors was radio and TV. When you're in Yellow Pages, or when I was in digital marketing, selling SEO and SEM, some of my biggest competitors are still radio and TV. So Fox, NBC, ABC, Comcast. You got to get plugged in. Sounds to me like you probably go to work, do your job, and come home.
Yeah, basically. That's wrong.
That's a prescription for death. I watched a video about women in Korea, 30 to 40, living single. And most of these women say the reason they chose to live single, they did want to be a great, wise wife, but they chose to live single because of their job. One lady's a florist, and they all have cats. You ladies got to get active. This is why I took the previous lady's call. If you ran into a Henry, you just be pretty. You're not active. Versus if you did what I said, you got involved in a charity, you got involved with Habitat for Humanity, you got involved civically, you found a hobby, you're out of the house. About cooking classes, dancing classes. Get out and get around. No one's going to knock on your door to come looking for you.
Okay. Yes.
That's what it's going to take. Huh?
Sorry. I didn't want to interrupt. I just wanted to ask a question. Does it make any difference if you live or you work with predominantly white coworkers and you live in a predominantly white area?
Nope.
Meaning.
Nope.
Okay.
Why would it make a difference?
No, because you said once that people tend to stay in their group.
Yeah,
which is
okay. I'm from Oklahoma, right? but the thing is, you got to get where people are. The people you. So what? It may have been a bunch of white people. They know some black folks. Hey, Brad. Hey, I met this great. Hey, Keith. I met this great girl, Lisa, when I was out shucking corn. She'd be right up your alley. People, you got to get around. See, so many of our people, we want it to be ideal. Meeting people requires effort, and far too many pretty women just think, I'll sit here and be pretty, and the clock is ticking.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, Michelle, what you got for me? Oh, I can't hear you. Go ahead, say something now. Nope, you muted yourself. Marissa.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. I have a question.
How old are you?
So, I'm 21.
Okay.
And I live in Atlanta.
Atlanta.
And Atlanta. I went to college for about a year and a half.
Where'd you get all that hair from?
My mama.
Okay, go ahead.
I went to college for about a year and a half.
Okay.
And I stopped. I got really caught up with working. Didn't really know how to balance working and going to school. Just because I've been working since I was 14. So like for me, it was always like about making money.
Question.
Yes.
What is it? What's the question?
Oh, the question? So how do you know if a guy is serious about you?
Huh? How do I know if a guy is serious about you?
How do you know if a guy is serious about you?
Were you raised with mom and dad?
Yes.
Were mom and dad married?
They are.
What does your dad say?
Not much.
What does your dad say about him?
I mean,
I'm being serious. Did dad talk to you about how to?
Honestly, like
the first time you went out on a date, did somebody come up to the door and knock on the door and meet your father?
No, that has not happened yet.
Oh, okay. You've been on dates though.
I've been on dates, but I haven't been in a relationship.
When you were in high school, when you were in high school, did you go out on a date? Any dates?
Yeah,
Okay.
like
How did
a
those
couple.
happen?
Most of it happened with like me just going out and meeting the guy. Like it didn't actually go through like with
See,
my
I get
parents.
it.
Like they
You
knew
got
about it,
so your
but it
parents
was
weren't
never a
involved. See, your
requirement.
group, your generation, the guys, everybody hangs out in groups, and you guys do your dates behind your parents' backs,
That's yeah,
and that's where you
exactly.
run into a problem because now you're out here and you don't know. You have
Yeah.
a fully functioning father at home who picked a mother. You should be asking
Yeah.
him these questions, and then and I'm a backup.
Yeah.
So what you're sounding like is you quit college because you're working, which is okay, but you're wasting time at 21 years old.
Yeah.
Dad is there for a reason. And how you find out if a guy is serious about you, let me see if I can help you. Do you want to get married?
I do.
Do you want to have children?
Yes.
Do you want to be a stay-at-home wife?
No.
Do you want to work after your kids are 12 weeks old?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you want to put your kids in daycare. Cool. Then you need to be saying that up front. Only going out with men who state that they want to be married. Don't date guys
Yeah.
who don't say up front they want to be married.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I like him. He's cute and he has nice dimples and I like his shoulders. Does he want to be married? First conversation. This should be stamped on your forehead. I want to be married with children. Do you have a problem with that?
No. Not at all.
All right. The person you're asking about, does he know you want to be married?
He knows.
Did
Yeah.
you tell him directly?
I did. Yeah, we had the conversation already.
And so he shouldn't be dating you if he doesn't want to be married.
Yeah.
See how you are? This is what I mean. You doesn't sound like you doesn't sound like you know how to vet guys. That's why you need to involve your dad. But you need to know what it is you want, why you want it, and then only deal with men who can give you that. Only deal with men who can give you that. Then you start judging whether or not they fit your criteria.
Yeah.
Got it? Michelle, go ahead and unmute yourself. Hi. Your microphone is still off. I don't know what's on with it. I don't know what's wrong with it. Yeah, see, I understand a lot of these zennials, you don't go meet dad. Okay, that's fine. But men still need, if you have a father at home, you need to talk to him. Even if it didn't start off the right way, Dad, I know I want to be married. I know this is what I want. I need your help. Trust me, even if it's awkward as French toast, Dad will figure out a way to help his daughter who comes and says, Dad, I need your help here. He'll figure it out because men know what it's like out here. I don't know what's going out, Michelle. Why don't you drop out and come back in? Galaxy 8. I don't know what that. I don't know what your microphone's not connected. Okay, we're gonna ask this person to show themselves, this person to show themselves, and this person to show themselves. Do 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 do. I can't talk to you, lady on the camera, Galaxy 820. I can't talk to you. Your microphone's not connected. Tiffany, you can unmute yourself.
Hi, Kevin. How are
I
you?
am well. How are you? I'll get back to you, Galaxy. What is your name? I don't know what your name is. Go ahead, Tiffany.
Hi. I just had a question, and I know that you had previously spoke about speaking to fathers at home,
Uh huh.
and I do have my father at home. I have both my parents at home. They are married, and I have a question about I don't want, and my reason for my question is that I don't want to like misunderstand men and what they want. Um, because I feel like my mother, she was like super lucky
Okay.
with getting a high value man. Um, so my question is, and I know that men
Just answer your question, sweetheart.
will men of high value actually spend time with their kids at home?
Whoa. That's a loaded question. What's the fear?
Well, that they wouldn't, and it's just like I'm used to my father spending time with us at home,
Okay,
but
let me
he's
stop you right there.
I'm sorry.
Why are you worried? Okay, that's a fear-based question. You made us,
Okay.
and so I'm trying to understand what the fear is. The fear is that they wouldn't spend time with their kids, and then what?
No, it was just a question that I had. Yeah.
But it's based in something. You didn't just say, "I wonder if they spend time with their kids."
Yeah, no, my question was just from like having some of my other friends not spending time with their fathers and me knowing that I did get to spend time with my father. So I just would want my kids
It
to
is
grow up.
not a man's job to spend time with the kids.
Okay.
That is a late 20th century BS concept.
Okay.
Back before we had airplanes, trains, cars, men used to have to go away to go over where the work was and send money and resources back to the family. A
Okay.
man, if he's a high value man, his job is outside of the home. Your job is inside of the home. More importantly, if he's out working 10, 12, 14, 16-hour days, the time he is home is up to how the wife manages it. High value men don't go to PTA meetings.
Mhm.
That's not what they do. If you
Right.
want somebody to do that, then you're going to be splitting bills with them.
Okay.
That's why I say it sounds like a kind of a fear-based question. Like you want a high value man to be spending time at home, and that's not where he's supposed to be.
Well, not necessarily at home because I know that a good portion of the time that I did spend with my father was like on vacations and things like that.
That's what you get.
Yeah.
And kids don't need their
Okay.
father until after age 7, really, anyway.
Okay. I just wanted to see
No,
if
no,
it
they
was
don't. Honestly, kids really don't need. Boys need their father. Young children need their mother. Boys need dad after age 7 more than anything else. Dad will come home, but it's not going to be spending a large amount of time at home. And if he did, that would cause a whole lot of daggone problems because that means he's not working like he should be.
okay. I just wasn't sure if that was just my norm or is that like the actual norm of high
If
value
you're working as hard, if you're working 60 to 80 hours a week, you're not going to be at home a lot.
time, right? Okay.
All right. Thanks. Bye
All
bye.
right. Thank you. Bye.
All right. So, um, I don't know what your name is, but we'll try it. Hello. You can unmute yourself. First name.
Hi, Kevin, can you hear me?
Yeah. What's your first name?
Oh, Shell.
Shell.
Yes.
How do I spell that?
Shelle.
Okay. What do you got for me?
Hi, I first have to thank you for allowing me on your platform. You answered most of my questions with the other callers, which was great. I'm a homebody, so I have to practice going out more. I just do a lot of grocery shopping and I come home and I cook and I work. I
How
have
old
to
are you?
practice like 24 years old.
Oh.
Yeah. So I have to practice not being a homebody, going out more for events and volunteer work. I just go home. I just go to work and come home and do my side business, but I need to mingle and mix. So,
how fulfilling is that?
well, it's just what I know. No.
The question is, how fulfilling is it?
How fulfilling is what? Pardon?
How fulfilling is your life?
Not really fulfilling.
So, you just answered your own question. What you know is play it safe.
Yes.
Safe gets you alone. What city are you in?
I'm in Southwest Florida.
All right. So, I mean, did you go to college?
Yes.
All right. So, this is what COVID has exposed. A lot of people took work as their social life. And now that it's gone, there's nothing. So, my suggestion would be that you get as active as possible before cold and flu season hits, because you're going to be locked down for another 6 months.
You're right.
And sheltering in place is different for a woman because these years are precious. You can't get these back. So I'm glad it was helpful.
You're very helpful. Thank you so much, Kevin.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. All right, let me let that go. So, Taylor, you need to show yourself. Catherine, what do you say? What's your last name? I can't pronounce a lot of these names. Catherine, I just did about Jahala. Catherine, your microphone's not connected. So I'm going to put this back in the chat room. So the people who want to join the show can join the show. I got room for some more callers. You young ladies asked for the show. So there we go. You young ladies asked for the show. So let's get it. How can I find me? How about your husband, Godfather? Where is he? Okay, you need to turn the YouTube channel off in the background and all that other stuff.
Is it?
So I'm going to put this back in the chat. Oh, yeah, the YouTube channel is all on in the background. So people who want to join the show. Catherine, you need to turn off the YouTube channel in the background, the TV or whatever, because it's coming through. All right. Peanut head. All right. Unmute yourself. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
Hi, Kevin. How are you?
I'm well. How old are you?
I'm 25.
25? Uh-oh. You just like in no man's land.
Yeah.
What the heck? They limited this again? I swear to God, they don't want me talking about women. So what's going on with you at 25? You in between?
Yeah, I just want to tell you, you remind me of my dad, and unfortunately he's dead, but I did take on his advice and advice from my mom after he died, and her saying that you don't want to be working this hard like me, you don't want to be like me, so you need to get yourself a man. Mm-hmm. So when I was in high school, I kept to myself, even though like I saw my friends in relationships and guys were trying to talk to me, I still kept to myself. And I said that I would start dating in college. And when my sister went to college, she was just like, oh, they're worse. Like, they don't have their moms to look after them. So they're just out there like wilding. So I was just like, oh, man. So that means it's either when I go to college, I'm going to have to date a grown man, or I'm just going to have to graduate and date a man. But what I started doing when I was in college, I started going to like the lounge and events that older man, like 30-year-olds would go to. And I kept telling my mom, like, I hope you know that I'm going to get married to an older guy.
So hold on. I need to understand. Do you have a question or you just calling in to make a statement?
No, I have a question.
Okay.
My question is, I'm in no man's land right now. And right now I'm getting a lot of high value men thrown in my face. And it's kind of
a lot of high value men doing what in your face?
No, they're like coming, like they're just coming like everywhere. And it's kind of, I know I have to pick one out, but it's kind of hard to narrow them down.
All right, hold on. Hold on. Red flags. You're 25.
Okay.
And what you're basically
Yeah.
saying is, I've got too many high value men to pick from. Is that I mean, if that's the case, that's the case. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying that it's hard to pick
Do you
because
want, what do you want? Do you want to be married?
I definitely will be married.
No. I asked you, do you? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Do you want to, how many children do you want?
I will say 4 or more.
So I'm assuming you probably don't want to have to work.
Definitely. I don't.
All right. And what state do you live in?
Houston,
Houston.
Texas. I live
So
in
how much
Houston,
money
Texas.
would a man need to make to have a stay-at-home wife with 4 kids to live a upper middle class life? How much would he need to make?
Ooh, definitely for us to feel comfortable, it has to be at least a meal a year. And that's not his net worth, just a meal a year.
That's actually far
$1
more than he
million.
needs, but that's fine.
Okay.
All right. So, all right, a meal a year. That's far more than he needs. How tall are you?
I'm 5'9",
Dress size.
4.
All right. Now, there are a lot of high value men in Houston because it's an international city. These men that are coming around you, are you dating any of them?
Yes.
Are you dating them with the end goal of marriage stated up front?
Yes, I definitely let them know that's what I want to do, and within a year.
I understand that that's what you wanted to do. What did they say?
Most of them will say that's exactly what I want to do. Of course, I have to get to know you.
Really?
And yeah,
And what's the longest you've dated any one of them?
the longest I dated somebody other than them will be 2.5 years.
No, dated one of these high value men.
Oh no, not the high.
What's the longest you dated any one of these men?
The longest I dated one of them were 6 months.
How long should it take to, from the first time of meeting someone to deciding to get married?
It takes them honestly like the first or second day.
So how long should it take before you're actually Mrs. Whoever?
I'm sorry?
How long should it take before, for the first time you meet a guy who knows he wants to get married, how long should it take before you're married?
6 months to a year.
All right. So if you got all these high value men around and you're just having to decide to pick, that's a positive problem. Why aren't you married yet?
I believe it's me since I have so many. And honestly, I'm going to be honest. Like, I don't have my dad to call and ask for advice. And my mom doesn't give the best advice as a woman.
Well,
honestly.
I'm going to tell you one. You overshot that number high. Number one. Number two, I would say that knowing men who want to marry go looking for a wife. And if you're saying all these men are looking for you to be their wife, has any one of them proposed to you?
Yes.
Dropped to one knee in public, presented a ring with significant heritage?
Yes, on Valentine's Day. It was a Aaron, I believe that's what you call him.
Okay. Now we got errands too. And where this proposal take place?
It was in City Center, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with
I used to live in
the
Houston.
waterfall.
So let me get this straight. You got got high value men wanting to marry you. You got errands wanting to marry you. Wow. So why did you turn them down?
Because I've told the Aaron about the lifestyle that I wanted to live. When I met him, I said I want to be a stay-at-home mother, and the Aaron was with it. But while dating the Aaron, I noticed that the Aaron will complain about things like.
But why are you dating him?
I'm sorry?
Why are you dating him?
No, while I was dating.
No. Why are you dating a guy who cannot afford to marry you and have you stay at home with 4 children? Was he making $1 million?
That was when I was younger. That's what I'm saying.
But you said February. He proposed
I said
to
in
you.
Valentine's Day. That's when.
Well, Valentine's
he proposed.
Day was in February.
Not this Valentine's Day. I dated him 2.5 years ago. That's what I'm saying.
Hold on. All right, ma'am. Now my spidey senses are starting to go off.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a good place to be with me. I heard very well. You said a guy proposed to you in February, Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. And now you're telling me, oh, no. That was Valentine's Day 2 years ago. You're 25, not 85. You're not senile.
No, it's you. I guess I'm answering the question, not direct. But
well, then damn it, answer the question direct.
Okay, it's how you ask me. Like when
I asked you very clearly, ma'am. I am very good at this. Look, okay, let's back up. I'm trying to assess who you're talking about. You're making it seem as though you got you got high value men that want to marry you. And now you adding in, I had an Aaron that wanted to marry me. And I said, why aren't you married? And then you told me about this guy who proposed to you.
And that's the Aaron. That's the Aaron that I was
right, the one
about.
you said to propose to you in Valentine's Day, which was February. And now you're saying 2 years ago. What's the ultimate? Okay, well, so what's the ultimate issue you're trying to get resolved? You don't know how to pick which one of the men you that have wanted to marry you? What is it?
I don't know how to pick which one of the men because they're balling down to marriage. They're balling down to telling me like they're ready to be married.
They're doing what?
Boiling down. I'm sorry.
Boiling.
Boiling.
Where are you from?
I'm from Houston, Texas, but my parents are Nigerian.
Ma'am, unless a man is that so, where you're telling the story is. These guys, you're just dating. You're not monogamous with these men.
When you say monogamous, you mean like
meaning men typically don't propose to a woman unless they're one-on-one with them for at least several months, and then they start talking about marriage. The way you're talking is the guys are just proposing to you left and right without relationship.
No, I didn't mean to say it like that. There is a relationship, but I let them know that I want to platonic. Date them like everything is platonic.
Ooh-wee. All right, let's start this again. Mm-hmm. Are you seeing anybody one-on-one?
No, I'm seeing a couple of people.
And the couple of people are telling you they want to marry you?
Yes.
Why would are they old? Don't look at the YouTube. Why would they want to marry you without you? Why? I don't believe this. You got people want to marry you. Are they saying they want to get married or they want to marry you?
No, there's because I have the conversation before in the past and in the past. There's a point when a man talks to you and
I know how this works, sweetheart. I really do. And I know plenty of high value men in Houston. And they got plenty of options down there that a bunch of high value men don't have to chase the same 25-year-old that ain't committed to them to try to talk her into marrying them. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. Not in Houston. So the story you're telling doesn't.
I'm not saying that.
The story you're telling doesn't compute, ma'am. So have you had somebody who's asked you to marry them, a high value man?
Not bluntly, but they gave me.
Then there's nothing to talk about. And a high value man is not going to. A high value man is not going to propose to you unless you're involved in a committed monogamous relationship with him only. Unless you're just saying you got it like that. Hello?
Yes.
Is that what we're saying here?
Yes, I know how to. I guess me just being myself. I'll say me being my. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, sorry.
Well, then you should. Here's what you do: take the one that got the most money and go get married.
Okay.
See how that works out.
Okay, thank you.
Makes no sense. Oh, it's raining high value men. Hallelujah. It's raining high value men. Amen. It's raining high value men. Hallelujah. It's raining high value men. Oh, I'm so fine from Nigeria. And I got all these high value men. Aunt Aaron's wanting to marry me. Ooh, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what you do is you take the best one of the group and you go and talk to all them other women in Houston. They can't find a man, and you start selling. You start selling them to the chick with the cat and the other chick who's the owns the beauty salon. Yeah, you can start a high value matchmaking service because apparently you've solved the Riemann hypothesis. You figured out a way to get not only high value men to stand in line with other high value men without a committed relationship, so much so that Mickey Ficky errands will even come to wait for you. You must have the best French toast in the world. You must throw it up in the air and it comes down to sunshine and starlight if you don't get off my damn phone. That bull crap. All right, Taylor Denton, you are gone. We're going first to Michelle. And who is this person? Okay, Michelle. Go ahead and unmute Michelle. Hello.
Hi.
Hey,
can you hear me?
Michelle's here, everybody. Hi, Michelle.
So sorry for all those technical complications.
There we go.
Hi.
Hi.
Such a pleasure to be here.
So what you got for me?
So I'm 22. I graduated from UT recently. I had a question.
University of Texas or University of Tennessee?
Oh, University of Texas at Austin.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So I had a question about my career path. I know, and I've heard, actually, I've watched a lot of your broadcasts. I'm actually dating a high value man who told me about you, and I've just been hooked ever since. But I personally want to go into law, and I know that's one of the career paths that you said that high value men should definitely steer away from with women who are in that career field. However,
with caveats, women who are already lawyers. There's nothing wrong with any profession if a man is primary. Okay. So the question is, you want to go to law school, and do you want to get married?
I do want to get married. That's actually my primary goal.
So you mentioned this high value man who asked you to watch my program.
Yes.
Are you guys in a relationship?
We're dating. We met during quarantine, and actually I'm about to move abroad. So things are really kind of complicated with all of those different factors.
What do you mean abroad?
I'm moving to Spain to go teach for a year before I start law school.
Okay. So question.
Yes.
Hard question. Have you discussed marriage with this man?
No, we have not gotten to that point.
Okay, so you guys are just friendly.
Yes.
All right, because there's nothing, you say you're dating. To me, that means he's free to date whoever he wants and you're free to date whoever you want.
That's pretty much the situation. I mean, we go on formal dates, like the reservations.
So you're going to go to Spain.
Yes.
And then do you plan on coming back to the States?
Yes.
Okay, so I got to ask you, while it sounds lovely, you're going to kill a year abroad.
No.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes, you're going to kill a year abroad and then come back and go to law school for 2 years.
3.
3 years. So you're going to come back and be...
Danger zone!
And think, you're going to have as much success as you're having now trying to find a high value man after you're already a lawyer?
Yeah.
See, the natural question would have been, if you run into a high value man and he's suggested watching this broadcast and you're dating black women, I'm sorry, you say marriage is primary. Women whose marriage is primary don't leave the country. They tend to consolidate on the highest value men in their area and nest with him after becoming his wife. So kudos for the talking points, but it's not actually what you really think. This is why I say law school is a problem, because the mindset, the mentality of most black women who go to law school is not primarily to be a wife. It's to be able to make your own money and live your own life and do what you want to, which is fine. Go ahead.
If you don't mind. Okay. Well, yes, I can definitely see how, like, by actions, it clearly shows and demonstrates
It's
that
not.
marriage
It's not a
might not
judgment.
be.
It's not a judgment either, ma'am. I mean, I make no judgment either way.
Okay. I guess my question is, coming back, I already have the mindset to not have the mindset of just being strictly like law school minded. Undergrad, there weren't many black people anyway to date seriously, so that kind of killed my opportunities. But I know with law school, I definitely would want to be intentional and make it a point to be intentional.
All right, so
still...
okay, ma'am, you're still wasting your youth. Okay, I have to be honest, you're still wasting your youth. I talk to women who are lawyers every week who don't want to be attorneys, who wish they'd have went ahead and got married in their early 20s instead of doing this. I had a woman on the show last night who was a corporate exec. I had a woman 2 weeks ago who's in Tokyo. I say it again. If you want to get married, stay in the country, find a husband. Law school is something you can do after you're Miss Henry. But you are free to make the choice to take some of the most valuable years and go explore the world. But you're going to pay a price for it. How tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
Dress size?
Size 2-0.
Okay. You're going to pay a price for it. And you seem to be okay with paying that price. That's fine. Just understand, you come back a year later and go to law school, you're going to be competing with the 21, 22-year-old version of the women who stayed here. And you're going to be trying to say value. Well, I'm an attorney, and guys don't care if you're an attorney. So that's the choice you're making. Make whatever works for your life, but understand that every choice has consequences. And if you want to be a stay-at-home wife, or do you want to work?
I would like to be a stay-at-home wife.
How many children would you like to have?
2 or 3.
So 3 children in what state?
Texas, Houston.
Texas. So $350,000 a year or more. So again, another woman who wants to be a stay-at-home wife, who wants to get a bachelor's, a law degree, and throw it all away to go back to what they could have did 22 years old and just be a wife. But it sounds lovely. Spain and law school. Yes. I'm just telling you.
Yeah. I appreciate you.
I said at the beginning, start with the end in mind. And there is a fear there. Most black women are driven by fear. That you better get your degree and take care of yourself because you can't guarantee that you're going to get in a man. Hey, look, just understand that there are thousands of women like you who have done what you've done, and you've heard them on this show for months. They're all throughout the channel. And you're actually in a place where you're young enough to make a different choice. There are women who would kill to be in your position. Make whatever choice that you can live with.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See, it's hard for men to understand why women would decide to go into all that debt to say, oh, I want to be a mother of 3 and an attorney. Whoa, why? Ariana.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Okay. I'm good. I just have a simple question. I am doing classes online, but I am in Kennesaw, Georgia. I'm not in Atlanta, but I'm in Kennesaw. My question is, when I meet high value men, they are typically already married, or when I do, it's kind of hard to keep them interested. So my question is, like, how can I keep them interested?
Okay. Huh. Are high value men the only men you are considering?
No, I'm kind of open. I mean, as long as he is able to pay the bills and everything.
All right. All right. So, all right. Let me answer that question. How to keep high value men interested? You keep high value men interested by being interesting. Um, Look, ladies, you are an add-on or accessory to a high value man's life. And the women who try to be a blank slate for high value men are not interesting to high value men. That's why I gave you a prescription to be living a life to where you got stuff to do. Boaz hopped up upon Ruth because she was out working. Let's get on over to Sophia. Is that it? Sophia? Go ahead and unmute yourself. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. How old are you?
I'm 21.
21. What city are you in?
I am in Austin right now.
Austin, Tejas. What you got for me?
So my question was, I recently saw a video about how you try to tell women not to major in specific majors. Some stuff like
I don't tell them not to do anything. I tell you things that Henrys tend to avoid.
okay.
Go ahead.
So I would like to know, how would they feel about a woman who was a psychology major?
How they would feel?
Yes.
Oh, hell no!
Why did you become are you a psychology major?
I am.
Okay. Why?
I became a psychology major because I thought it was interesting. I liked studying people's behaviors.
Right.
And so,
Right. And what did your boyfriend think about? When was the last time you had a boyfriend?
The last time I had a boyfriend was before I left for college.
So
3 years.
Right. So you haven't had a man since you've been a psych major.
No.
Right. It's not because you're not attractive, but when you meet men and they tend to be interested in you, do you tend to start psychoanalyzing them?
No, not at all.
Okay, then why are guys not drawn to you?
They are drawn. So my issue that I did have, and I no longer have this anymore, but I was really focused on school. So, I would kind of talk to them for a little bit, but then I would just focus on my education.
Well, back up.
Yeah.
You're going to UT Austin?
Yes.
60,000+ people there.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is the men who were interested in you, you weren't interested in.
Yes.
Well, that's a different story than you were focusing on your education. You weren't attracting the kind of men you weren't attracting the kind of men that would get your interest. Why do you think that is?
Because I came from a background that was really college educated and oriented.
That has nothing to do with no. So what you're saying is men that you would be attracted to aren't attracted to women who are educated?
No. I'm just saying because I chose not to focus on men and on my
It's not
education.
about you, ma'am. Men pursue women they're attracted to. And the question I'm ultimately asking is, you live in a college town, one of the largest universities in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And the way you're saying this is though you were so focused on school that the guys that were interested in you were just not worth taking your eye off the ball. But I'm a human being just like you. And that says those guys weren't hot enough. They weren't enough. So what about the guys who are enough for you, are they attracted to you? The guys that turn your head.
Yes.
And then why don't they approach you?
See, the thing is, they do approach me.
Okay.
I'm just now realizing that this is a lifestyle that I would prefer. And
You do
so,
realize you've told two different stories, right? On one hand, guys approach you, but then you turn out to be more interested in school than them. And I said, well, it turns out that you're not really interested in them. They're not attractive or hot enough. Yes. I said, well, what about the guys that are hot enough and are attracted to you? Then we went round and round. Then now you're telling me that, yes, there are guys that you find hot enough and they are attracted to you and they approach you. And now you're getting the same outcome with these guys too?
no, not necessarily.
Okay, let's try it again. You're 21.
Yes.
Last boyfriend you had was 18 and 17.
Yes.
And you just don't find men attractive or interesting at this point in your life.
I do.
All right. So, the men that you find interesting or attractive, do they approach you?
Yes.
What's the disconnect?
Nothing now.
I mean, what's the disconnect? Why can't you get something going with them? Because there are plenty of women that go to college and can do all this at the same time. Why?
I'm choosing now to do that rather than just ignoring them.
Were you raised with mom and dad?
I was raised with my mom.
Right. Where's your dad?
My dad is in a separate home with a wife.
Mm-hmm.
And that was also going to be another one of my questions.
Right. Right. So, mom never married?
No, she never remarried. My dad did remarry.
Okay. Mom never had a boyfriend?
No.
So mom has was mom you look like mom?
Yes, I look like mom. My mom a little bit.
So why can't mom find a man?
Because my mom no longer looks the way that she did when she was younger.
Okay, but even when she was younger, why couldn't she find a man?
She did find a man.
After your dad?
After my dad. After my dad, she did not because she wanted to focus on school. And so
okay. Ma'am,
yeah.
This is why guys tend to avoid psych chicks.
Okay.
Because you're all inside your head. And even the obvious answers tend to go completely over you. There are men who approach you that you don't find interesting or attractive. That's fine. But the men that you do find interesting or attractive, you still seem to not be able to make anything happen with these guys.
Well, that was like my freshman year and sophomore year.
Okay. But you've had another year.
And I didn't meet any men during that time.
And I've been on college campus. I understand men are horn dogs, man. See, what you probably have is the reputation for being an ice queen. Most guys probably realize, don't fuck with her. Just a pain in the butt, man. She's gonna just, no. Yes, no?
No, I'm actually really sweet.
Right. You may be sweet in general, but you don't have a boyfriend. Okay. If you're on a large campus and you don't have a boyfriend, men start to say, why doesn't Sophia have a boyfriend? Is she straight? Yes. Then what's the problem? If no man can get Sophia to be interested, it can't be the men.
Okay. So should I be dating men that are like on my college campus around my same age?
Or do you even have a good opinion of men?
I do.
Okay. What do you want one for?
I want one to be able to just care for and to compliment.
Okay, you can care for a pet. Why do you want a man?
I want a man. That way I can influence him to be better.
Huh?
I said I want a man so that way I can influence him to be better.
Okay. Well, that's great, but things I'm hearing is your mom never seemed to have gotten it together with men after your dad.
Mm-hmm.
That's a red flag to me. And I see an attractive woman who can't seem to get it together with men for whatever reason.
Okay.
Troubling. So I don't know, but my gut tells me that. How are you still a virgin?
No.
Okay. You don't have to answer this question, but have you been active in the last 3 years?
No.
You need your own damn show.
Okay, I have another question.
Go ahead.
So my question is, what would high value men look for in a woman? During
During what?
Like from the 18 to 24-year gap. What are they looking for in a woman?
I already did that broadcast, but mostly high value men want cooperation.
Okay.
But if you're a healthy woman who's attracting men, you haven't had sex in 3 years, you haven't had a man in 3 years. I mean, it seems like you shut down all your abilities to emote. Which tends to happen with intelligent people. We tend to think a lot. Another reason why men tend to avoid psychology chicks because they're more interested in the tinkerings of other people and they don't know themselves.
Okay.
Ooh, that was dope. So honestly, there are guys who will approach you and be like, "Oh man, shorty's a blah blah blah," and they try to holler at you, and you're just like, You probably have that reputation. And she's an ice queen, man. Whoever kicked her with Sophia? Nobody. She ain't gave up to nobody? Nope. Damn. She batting for another team? Nah, man. She's sweet. But nobody? Nobody. Not even Marcus? The Kappa? Not even Marcus. Nick, what? Man, what's wrong? Y'all sure she's straight? I'm telling you, she is. Yeah, right. You laughing because I know what I'm talking about. I used to hunt women like you.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I would get you. In my age, I'd have got you. You would have told me that shit, and you'd have been anyway. And the thing is, that's the problem. Psychology chicks also tend to be interested in men who can actually dominate them physically and also challenge them mentally. You're looking for damn near the Rubik's Cube of men, and not a lot of men have that complete package. So you find this guy is a pretty picture, but he's a dumb fuck, and this guy's intelligent, but he's not hot. Yeah, all right, but you're your own goddamn show. And like I said, but don't waste the pretty. I mean, it's cool and shit now, but you'll be cautionary tale in 6 years. So don't think you can't be as twisted as some of these women club. Don't think you can't get up there.
Danger zone.
Pretty gets wasted all the time. Don't believe it. Don't believe that you're gonna have it forever. It gets wasted all the time. There is something missing, ma'am, because what I'm hearing, and I'm gonna get to you, Gloria. Men fit a purpose in a woman's life, and as a psychology major, you should know where a masculine frame, a personality fits with a woman. There are things that you need from a man. And even from a psychological standpoint, you don't have them in your life. And that does not tend to be by accident.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Gloria, I think I got you. Is she back? Go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Sorry. I have a similar question to Sophia. because I'm also in psychology.
Oh, Jesus. More hot psych chicks.
Yeah, but I don't think, because I've heard that comment before,
Okay.
and I kind of dismissed it until I heard you saying it, and you kept on repeating it.
Uh-huh.
And I want to know if that's really like a true red flag, like one that completely.
Okay, hold on. You don't think what? Because you said you've heard that comment. Which comment is that?
That psych majors are kind of crazy.
Okay.
Mhm.
And you say you don't, hold on. Hold on. Oh, back to lunch. We're going deep, baby. Here we go. I've heard this before, but I don't believe it's true. All right. Well, if you've heard it before from me, have you heard it from anybody else?
Yes, I heard it previously.
All right.
But,
So then what's the chances of everybody being incorrect?
Okay. Yes, but I can't change my major.
No, you can't.
Pardon?
No, you can't. But you just have to know that men don't want to be psychoanalyzed. Men don't want to be cross-examined. They don't want a therapist. And most men look at women who are, especially high-value men, look at women who are attorneys or psychology majors as no-go zones. And it's like, with you ladies, it's like a waste of pretty, because like, damn, too bad she's not art history. Could have had a match. So if it's a stigma out there, you don't have to live up to it. But it's there. Okay. Are engineers thought to be suave, charismatic, smooth criminals?
Very few.
Huh?
Very few, from what I've seen.
No. That's the stereotype.
Oh.
It's based in reason. It's based in reality. Because most engineers tend not to fit that category. I'm an atypical engineer type. So you're a psychology major. All right. So what are you gonna do to combat that if it's a problem for you?
Well, okay, after listening to your show, I kind of started reflecting on myself. And so I do see that a lot of times, especially when I was studying psychology, because I was interested in Black communities, there would be like a lot of rage and a lot of contempt towards like men and towards even like white counterparts, just because of the history. And I kind of allowed that to.
It's kind of like studying virology, and you all of a sudden start coming up with diseases. Yeah.
Exactly. And so now I'm just a lot more mindful about what biases I've had. I've started speaking a lot with a lot more respect.
So when was the last time you had a relationship?
I had one, and that was about a year ago, but it lasted very short. It was my first one and my only one.
Okay. And how old are you again?
I'm 22.
See, normally I would ask you ladies to go back and go ask your exes what kind of girlfriend you are. But we're starting to see so many young women who are just not dating. They're not dating in some combination of this. I'm focused on school, keep my head down, I'm this or that. And Black women in particular, you're looking up at almost 30 years old and you've had a year or less interaction or cooperation with a man, then you're looking to turn around and marry a high value man. Relationships are like muscles, and if you don't use them, they atrophy. Where is the curiosity? Where is the curiosity? Where's the desire? Where's the lust for a man? I said it. Where is it? Where is it? You're 22 years old. You're 22 years old. You should see a man and be like, ooh, those shoulders and those abs and that jaw. I just want to wrap my leg. Where is that at? I mean, I'm assuming you're in good health.
Yeah.
Right. So don't you get, All right. Yeah. All right. That's a sign. So don't fight that. That's human. But so many of our sisters, especially our technically minded sisters, just turn that thing off. I don't want to get too deep into that though, because it can be kind of a. But good that you're mindful of it. And the things that I say are generalizations, broad generalizations that are broadly true. If it's specific to you, you have a choice to make in how it affects you, if it affects you, right? Mm-hmm. All I would say is don't waste your early 20s and get up to 30 and you have no. You need to get out and date. My suggestion for you women, especially in your like 21 to 24, if you're not in your freshman, sophomore, junior year, you need to get out and date. Date. This is where I'm wholeheartedly a fan of women should have a roster. You heard me right. I said a roster. What's her name? Aisha C. Shout out to you, sis. We've never met. But she's a young lady who runs a femininity channel. She talks often about the roster. You need to.
I've heard of her. Sorry.
Yes, you need to know what kind of man fits you. Now, you don't need to be sexually active with all these guys, but see, we need to learn how to date. When I was from Oklahoma and Midwest or the South, you go out with somebody 3 times, you're in a relationship. When I moved to New York, it's the first time I learned actually how to date. Hi, how you doing? There's a new show coming up, new restaurant coming up. Let's go next Friday at 7. You set the date on Tuesday. You go out on Friday or next Friday, whenever it is. You don't talk every day before then. When the date's up, we're still on. We go, we have a good time, spend our 3 or 4 hours or whatever. Whatever happened, if it was just a date, if there was anything else that happened. But generally, if it's platonic, it's just you go, all right, see you later. You don't talk every day on the phone or text or anything. You go back to your world, he goes back to his world. Learning how to date. We don't know how to deal with one another. It's almost like grown black people are like kids at a Sadie Hawkins dance. The boys over here and the girls over there, and everybody's like, I don't want to ask her to dance. I ain't gonna ask her to dance. Mm-hmm. We're awkward as hell. And this is crazy. Kendall, next. You're next. Go ahead. Bye, Gloria.
Thank you.
Join my mixed group. All the ladies who came on tonight. Moderators, put a link to the group, The Mix, in there. We had some attractive young ladies come on tonight, and there are some other women in the group and guys over there. It's a good place to get off YouTube and have a different level of interaction. It is not YouTube. I scan everybody. You can't sneak your way in. Don't even try. All right, Kendall, what's going on?
Hi, can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
How old are you?
I'm pretty young. I'm 19.
Uh-oh. All right. What you got for me?
I just had a couple of general questions.
Okay, before you say it, did you call the other night?
No, I've never called your show before.
All right. Have you watched from the beginning to where you heard my monologue, or did you?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I didn't hear the first 2 callers, I think, though.
Go ahead.
So if I asked a question, please just don't answer if you've already answered it. But I know that we are, because I'm 19, I just finished my freshman year. I'm going into my sophomore.
Okay.
And I wanted to know in the next for the next 6 months, since I go to a really big school and it's already closed down, what should we do in the next 6 months as women to kind of prep ourselves for when we do get back out there, besides fitness?
Okay. What is your major?
I am a neuroscience major.
Okay. If you heard everything that I said, you guys are entering into a different phase because they've taken campus life away. So, when people go back to school, people are going to there's going to be a get to know you kind of time. Everybody's going to wonder what everybody's been doing while they're locked down and hunkered down. And honestly, you want to get really good at telling their story really quickly. Because a year and a half has gone by, people are not going to sit around and listen to a 2-year story. Let's see. You're a freshman going into your sophomore year, but you'd be going back into your junior year before they would unlock the campus. So I'm going to tell you, you need to start preparing for the next phase. This is where the interning well, interning when school is out because campus doesn't exist. So you can't interact and network in person.
Yeah.
Interning.
I'm in a paid internship right now.
Okay.
That
So,
for science, and I kind of wanted to ask you about that as well. But please keep
so
going.
interning well means you want to be a sponge when you're out there learning about your profession, but you always need to keep your antenna up because that's where you will run into high value men or men in the work world. You have one foot in college, one foot in the work world. While you're interning, I would also suggest volunteering. You don't need to be spending any time at home. Volunteering, Habitat for Humanity, American Heart Association. You need to get out and move around where the movers and shakers in your area would go because it all comes down to networking. People need to know you or know of you because you may not directly meet your Henry, but somebody may say, hey, oh, I met this lovely woman named Kendall when I was at the Habitat for Humanity. I should introduce you to. The women who are the most active give themselves the best chance to be found. Got it?
Yep, that sounds good. I have another question.
Okay.
I have two more questions. So this is the
Oh,
second
two
one.
more. You gotta hurry up, man. Ask the most important one.
I'm sorry. I know I won't get another chance, so I wanted to make sure I really put them all out.
Okay, come on.
Last question. The second to last question is outfits in college. I know you made a video about dresses and wearing heels. What is practical for college when we get back, as far as more feminine clothing?
I didn't know there was a difference. Dresses and heels are still practical in college. Go back to 1950s. Go back.
Yeah.
Go back to college. Okay, are you talking about on campus?
Yeah, I was, because my campus is so huge. Walking.
Okay, again, go back to the 1950s. Go to University of Florida. 1950s, they had dresses and heels, dresses and flats. Get a comfortable heel. Get a wedge. Dresses are going to be your best friend. Yoga pants and sweatpants and a snatchback. Don't cut it. Not for Henry's.
Okay, that's good. And the last question is: are there any is there any information that we should kind of listen to, like books maybe that we could read that are that talk about social, how to be a more social person, or stuff like that, or femininity stuff that we should listen to?
There are many femininity coaches and influencers out there. They're plenty on YouTube. That would be a quick Google search would help. But look for finishing school etiquette classes, learning how to set a table, learning how to dine at a 7-course meal. Learning that kind of stuff is a transferable skill. I'm not going to necessarily recommend one because when you recommend one, it's like you're slighting the others. Yeah. But there is a definite education part of society that you want to become familiar with. Also, don't be afraid to get past the femininity and the etiquette and start learning become curious about wine. Become curious about, you need to become curious about men. What are some of the things men like? That's, I think, one of the biggest things. We're not curious about each other anymore. And rely on the femininity influencers and coaches. Let's do a quick Google search, look up, and sit down with multiple people and then choose which one best works for you, because there's an education component and a practical component. So get it, and then of course all this stuff is useless if you don't take action. You got to do something. That's where the activity comes out. All this knowledge and stuff is not good if you don't get out in the world and go do it. Can you ballroom dance?
I can pretty well. My dad taught me how to, so I can do it pretty well.
Well, learn how to waltz and tango. Can you salsa?
No.
That wouldn't be bad to learn how to do anything. Salsa, merengue. I mean, hey. You gotta be.
So overall, just get more cultured and.
Culture is always a good thing.
Okay.
Do all the bougie shit.
All the bougie stuff. Okay.
All right. All right.
That,
Thank you, Kendall.
bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. 19. She's like, yay. Let me see who this is. All right. I hope this has been helpful. Let's see who this person is. I hope this has been helpful. Here's the thing. Moderators, put the mix link in the group. Thank you. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, what I've described is a way for young women to be proactive in determining the outcomes that they want. That's all I'm really going to say, to be proactive in determining the outcomes you want. Be proactive in determining the outcomes you want. And everything that I've told you ladies about, what's the downside to becoming more learned, more cultured, more well-rounded? I think it's sad that so many of our young women have gotten to the point to where they really went to college and did not maximize the college experience. They left with a degree. They didn't leave with any lasting long-term connections or friendships. They didn't leave with any connections to the university, the infrastructure that those universities provide. They left with a degree and a bill. And it's sad because they didn't learn how to get out in the world and move around. So it's not uncommon to hear so many women say, I just go to work and come home, or go to work, do my little side hustle, come home. Because it's like, social skills, soft skills are the things that make life worth living. Hard skills are cool, but you need the soft skills, the social skills, to end up getting the things out of life that matter, that are important. All right. So thank you to everybody to join. I hope this was a good show. I finally got the show in for the younger women. You guys that asked for it, you got it. Shout out to you young ladies. Tomorrow night show, I don't know what the title is going to be. I may actually do a smoke show. Because I think it's something also that you're going to have to learn how to deal with people who don't like you, people who hate on you. You're going to have to learn how to push forward in the face of adversity and deal with people who would try to demonize you. Because understand something, when you're trying to become a high value man, high value lady, you're separating yourself from the pack, separating yourself from the crowd. There are people who find that to be threatening, even if you're not a threat. It doesn't matter. So learning how to not become distracted when people are throwing darts and arrows at you is going to be the determining factor, because when people start to see you making successes, they want to knock you off a stride. And knocking you off a stride, that's not going to fulfill them. They're just going to go see to knock somebody else off stride. So tomorrow night, I'll figure out what the title is going to be. Maybe a smoke show. It may be a call and ask for everything. And, I don't know. If I do the smoke show, here's the thing. If I do the smoke show, I'll even let the trolls call in. But you're still going to have to get on camera. If you want to troll me, you want to roast me, you want to talk, whatever, you're going to have to get on camera and show your face. So that's it. If it means that much to you to say something to a man you don't know anything about me. I don't know you. You don't know me. We have no personal interaction. Some of this stuff is bordering on obsessiveness. Single white female fatal attraction obsessiveness by some men. Yeah, we shall see. That's going to be insane. No, Tom Likas used to do it all the time. The thing is, what you will find out is people like that tend to help you go even bigger. Cat Williams said, if you don't have enough haters, you don't have anybody hating on you, ain't trying hard enough. Yeah, come on. Because like you said, you're trying to separate yourself and become something different. Ladies, you want to go for being called a pick-me. If they're not calling you a pick-me or a pick-me mammy, you ain't trying hard enough to be successful with men. Pick me is a badge of honor. Matter of fact, I almost started to call it the Pick Me Academy. The Pick Me Academy. And the colors will be pink. I can't use green. Maybe use pink and yellow. The Pick Me Academy. Yep. You want to be a pick me. So when they start throwing things at you, when people start hurling insults at you, take them. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's this, he's that, he's yeah, I'm all that. Sure. Right. Uh-huh. Cool. Right. What else you got? Is that it? Great. At the end of the day, when you're trying to become the best version of yourself, it holds a mirror up to other people and it shows them that they could do the same thing if they want to do the hashtag show your work. It's the work that separates men. It's the work that separates women. It's the work that tells the story. And the people who do the work get the outcomes. The people who don't do the work are the ones that are sitting back watching. I saw a great meme, and I'm going to end this up. Right now, with this whole thing with coronavirus and the world, in the next 10 years, you're going to see three groups of people that are going to form. New millionaires, new billionaires, and then the witnesses. Where are you going to be? Billionaires, millionaires, and witnesses. Everything is open right now. The old order is changing. There's an article talking about New York City is dead and is not coming back. I think there's a lot to be said because now people aren't having to live in New York City like it used to be because Zoom bandwidth has changed the world. That means you're going to have to move differently, men. You're going to have to move differently, women. You can't rely on some of the things that you could even just 10 years ago. And the people who stay ahead of the curve, stay out there moving, shaking, being open, optimistic, tend to have the better outcomes. The people who keep telling you to live in fear, don't do that, don't do this. There are going to always be people that tell you don't do something, to be afraid of something. And I tell you to run from those people. I don't live my life in fear, and neither should you. Till next time, peace. We are gone. No fear.
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right.
Join Patreon to support the platform, to support the movement. We're moving, we're shaking at 100,000. I cannot wait. Special treat for one guy, one woman. I follow.
No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all.
Join me on IG for videos you will only see in the front room daily. When they're up, they're up. When they're gone, they're gone. Shout out to Pretty Girl World. Promises to be interesting. Oh, tomorrow night. See you then, sis. Email your show ideas to info@mykevinsamuels.com or book your one-on-one personal advice, career advice, interpersonal communication, your virtual consultation, or if you don't know which one you want, book your one-on-one customized hour. Inspect my inbox.
Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the
Thanks to the CIA. One love to the FBI. Thank you to the moderators. Thank you to the patrons. Thank you to the mixers. Till next time, we're gone.